Cheers. You didn't say cheers?
Cheers.
Austin, I need you to say cheers to me. If you don't say cheers, it makes me feel like you don't want to be here.
Can we just can we switch into like Viking? Do you know how to say it? Do you know how to say cheers in like Swedish?
How?
Skull.
Skull.
Right? It just sounds cool.
Well, I mean, it sounds like skull, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. You know, it's funny. So my grandma,
I'm gonna drink out of a horn.
My late grandma, she's from Italy, and
which is not Sweden.
Which is not Sweden. Yeah. But when she would do cheers in Italy, because they would imitate the clinking of the glasses, so you just go chin chin.
Oh, chin chin.
Chin chin, which in Japanese means something that's not clinking.
It means sausage.
We'll go with that. But yeah, no, it's just funny because I remember when she said chin chin in front of my wife for the first time, my wife just like her face dropped. Like, what's going on?
What is going on?
Could you imagine though, like if you were just if you were like doing cheers with someone just said penis.
Yeah.
That would like really shock you, right? Yeah.
Hey man, penis.
I don't even know how to handle that, man. But we're not going to be talking. Well, actually, it's kind of related to that a little bit, because we're going to be talking about hosting people at your home in Japan versus the United States.
Yep.
But I want to hear a little bit about your personal experience first in the States. Like, do you ever have like a memorable experience hosting someone at your house? Not your parents hosted them, but you like invited them over.
Oh God. Yes, many. So you know what? I'm 35 now. It's time to spill the beans.
Oh no.
All right. Because I know my parents watched this episode. I used to have house parties when my parents would go on vacation.
Oh yeah?
And so
oh, so you did like what they did in school. Your parents like, we'll be gone for a few days, and you invited all your friends
my
over?
parents went on vacation all the time because my mom was working for you know Avon?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was working for Avon and she was like pretty high up. So like she would always win like, you know, a free cruise for a week or you know.
She wouldn't take you on it?
No. I've never been on a cruise. I never got to go.
Man, okay. I'm sorry.
But it's fine. So like my parents would always be gone, you know, for, you know, extended periods of time, like especially when I was in high school.
Yeah.
You know, like weekend would hit and they'd be gone for like 3 or 4 days or whatever. And it would just be me at the house and like I feel like my parents were in on it, either that or maybe they just didn't really pick up. But it's like we used to have like this refrigerator back in. All the secrets are coming out. Okay. I'm probably gonna get a message from my mom after this episode. But
this episode's filming is going to be shown in December, so you have plenty of time.
Right around
Christmas.
The perfect time. You know what? There's always controversy in my family around Christmas anyway.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
That just lines up perfectly.
Man, I remember last year. Okay.
Anyways,
don't worry. I'm sure Austin's mom, AJ, loves you very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we always used to have a refrigerator in our in like this workshop that was like separate of the house, and in that refrigerator was where all the alcohol was. So there was like beer, Mike's Hard Lemonade, and like mixed cocktail drinks, and so like that was always easily accessible for me. And I feel like there was a couple times when like my parents came in and were like, "Did you drink this?" And I'm like, I mean, maybe I had a couple, and it's like, I don't know. I guess that was okay because nothing bad really ever happened about it. But yeah, I used to throw house parties, and I'm like, you know, these were house parties of like that you see in like TV shows, like with the high school house parties, and like there'd be like a lot of people coming over. Like it never got crazy. It would be like 20 or 30 people though.
So I have a question. So we're today we're not talking about parties. We're talking about hosting people at your house.
Hosting people at the house.
But wait a second. But we specifically had an episode talking about why Americans party so much.
Yeah.
And why didn't you share these stories then? That would have made the episode so much better.
You didn't ask the right question.
Why do Americans party so much? Like, what kind of parties do you have at your home? And you're like, oh, we have gender reveal parties. You skipped all the house parties that you did. That's like the party thing.
Yeah. So anyways, like,
okay,
I'm just gonna keep moving on.
Keep on going, man. Whatever.
But yeah, so like hosting parties, I feel like you know, like you would have house parties like that, but like growing up and going into your 20s, you'd invite a lot of people over. And like that was like I wouldn't even say it was a weekly basis. It was like sometimes like 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, really? Wow.
We'd invite people over. And it like depends. I think there's like these like linchpin people in communities that like everyone agrees like, okay, we're all going to hang out at this person's house every time. Right?
Yeah.
And it's usually who has like the nicest or biggest place, right?
Yeah, and that was you, so.
And that was me growing up. But also like when I was in my 20s, it's like we had a 3-bedroom apartment that I was sharing with my buddy, and then later I moved in to a condo with my friend.
Yeah.
And we would constantly always have people over.
Yeah.
And it was just like one of the things like that I think the culture is very different in Japan and America. Does Japan do roommates? I don't really think so, right?
No, not really.
I've never really like you see share houses.
Yeah,
but it's different.
That's a little different because you have your own space. You never share a room, right?
So in America, like roommates are super common, especially when you're younger, right?
Yeah.
Like usually you're like, you know, you're like 18 to 30.
Yeah.
And
well, it's kind of like when you go to college and you stay in a dorm, it's pretty much decided you will have at least one roommate.
Yeah, but I feel like dorms are different because you're specifically assigned.
Yeah,
right.
No, but I would say even in Japan though, the dorms you don't have a roommate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and some of the dorms here. Yeah,
that's interesting.
That's why they're expensive.
Interesting. Okay, but yeah, so like when you're a young adult in America, it's like unless you're like some like internet celebrity or whatever, and you have a ton of money, you're gonna have a roommate.
Yeah.
Right? Because houses and apartments are just insanely
well nowadays
expensive.
though, so just speaking about that, because there's more and more people nowadays, Gen X, Gen Z, or whatever, they're choosing to stay with their parents a lot more.
Yeah.
And in my mind, you know, growing up, you and me, we're like, get a roommate.
Yeah.
Like, why not just get a roommate? They're like, I can't afford a 1-bedroom apartment by myself. It's like, yeah, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to have a roommate.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so like this, but I want to get into the whole roommate thing because that's not really super relevant to our topic, but I'm getting there.
Yeah.
So in America, as a young adult, you will always have a roommate, right? However, more often than not, I feel like roommates don't communicate and they just invite people over, right?
Yes.
It's not what you should do. Like ideally, a perfect roommate is like 2 people who are like kind of friends and, you know, they always talk to each other before something happens, right?
Yeah.
Like make sure and they're considerate.
They're considerate, like our last
episode, right? But that doesn't happen, right? And so, like, I remember I was living with my childhood friend. This was right after I got out of the Marines, and I was trying to get like back on my feet and like adjust into the civilian world. And I was working construction, so I was getting up at 5 a.m. every day, you know, to get ready for construction because my brother has a really successful construction company, but it starts at 7 on the dot, which means you need to be there at 6:30.
Yeah.
You're late if you arrive at 6:45.
Yeah.
Right. And so, you know, like we split an apartment and like I would be going to bed at like 8 or 9 p.m. every night because it's like, it was an exhausting job.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But my roommate, who was my friend, would always like, dude, he worked at Fred Meyer.
Fred Meyer, the grocery store?
The grocery store. Well, you know Fred Meyer because you were in Seattle.
Yeah. It's like a superstore.
Yeah.
It's like Kroger.
And so he would finish his shift around like 8 p.m., which is right where I was kind of getting ready for bed. And he would come home and then like he just wanted to drink and hang out with people. Yeah. So he would invite like 5 or 6 people over every time.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like there was a lot of clashing with that. Right.
Yeah. I was like your friend. Like I remember, so in college, you know, because you spend maybe your first or your second year in the dorms, and you kind of get a place on your own, right? And I found it was really a 3-bedroom house that was marketed as a 7-bedroom house.
Okay. Hey guys, if you've watched this far, you're gonna love our Austin and Arthur friends.
In the Austin and Arthur Friends, you're going to really improve your English listening, and I mean a lot.
As a friend of ours, you will get each episode ahead of time with no ads, so you can watch before anyone else. But not just that, you can ask us questions or leave comments, and we will make a special video each week answering questions and responding to comments. These videos will not be released publicly. They are for friends, members only. It's a great way for you to ask our opinions directly and for us to respond directly. You'll also get listening practice questions and answers that you can check. Answers are for friends, members only. Oh, and 穴埋め問題もですね. So you can check your listening. But not just that, for each episode, you'll get a list of native phrases we said from the video, along with practice sentences and pronunciation practice to help your speaking as well.
You'll also get access to a members-only community where you can talk with us, the both of us. Mainly me, right?
No, definitely not.
This is a great way to support our show, but also get closer to us and improve your English as well. For more information, click on the link in the description box, the gayoudang, or go to our website, austinandarthur.com.
And it was great. Like, I had my friends over, but the reason I chose that house was because I'm going to throw parties here. I'm going to have people over. And I had a friend who actually lived in the basement. Like, there were 2 basement rooms that were really just like,
dude,
the most, I'm not even sure that's legal, you know?
No, it definitely is not. It's so funny, like the housing setups you get like in your young teens. This is going to turn into a young adult in America episode. But
I mean, if that happens, we can always try this hosting people at next time, you know?
But it's so funny because like we at one point, when I was living in an apartment with a friend, and we needed a third person just to kind of bear the load of the rent. We had a person living on our couch for 7 months.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And
it's like there was like a mutual person that we both knew.
Yeah.
And at the time, that person was kind of going through like a life adjustment. There's like, look, I just need a place to like I can pay rent, it's fine, but like I just need somewhere to sleep.
Just crash on the couch.
So yeah, he just ended up like living on our couch for 7 months, and the dude paid rent. It's not like he just lived there for free, but it was kind of weird.
Yeah. It's like you wake up in the morning, someone's on your couch, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you get used to it after a while, but yeah.
It's funny how that works out. But yeah, I feel like though so in America, for most people, your house is actually, I wouldn't say it's public, but it's like semi-public, or you take into account the fact that people will be coming over regularly. And like one thing that really kind of hits me is, I mean, I'm sure you've seen like on TV, you've seen the old manners of the aristocracy in Europe, where they have like a giant mansion with 1 million rooms or whatever.
I mean, you know what immediately comes to my mind is The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, let me see if I can find a picture of this.
Yeah.
So let me just, okay. I've been drinking a little bit, so all right, so let's see. All right, Wisa, can you
generate an image of a big house?
I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I just got to make sure. So, but yeah, so basically, so it's a country house, right?
Yeah.
So basically, if you look at a house like this house is insane. Like, if you look at how big this house is, like no one really has any business having a house this big.
Yeah.
But the thing that I found out fairly recently is one of the reasons these houses were so big is because they were expecting about a quarter occupancy, like about 25% of the rooms would be taken, because back then, if you were part of the aristocracy, you could show up unannounced, being like, hey, we were just strolling by on our way to this city and we need a place to stay. Let's stay at your house, you know?
Yeah.
And so, like, one of the reasons these were so big is because you were expected to bring people in.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean,
all right, thanks.
Like that kind of thing also happened because it was like, 200 years ago, and it like took a long time to travel places, right? So it's like, dude, if you're going to take like a month or two to travel all the way out here, like you're going to stay for a few months, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you need to be able to host a person for an extended amount of time. So it's like, you see these big houses, and it's funny because my sister's house is like this, right?
Yeah.
And they actually have wings.
They have wings
Yeah.
at the house?
Yeah, my sister's house has wings. And so what a wing is it's essentially just another house,
It's
right?
a section.
It's but it's got all the amenities of a house, right? So if you like in this example, right, you would have the main house in the center, and then you would have the left wing or like the east wing and the west wing.
Yeah.
If you want to be sophisticated,
You got to use the cardinal directions.
You have to use the cardinal directions. We don't use simple human
left,
logic.
right.
But anyways, but yeah, so like for example, in the West Wing, there would be multiple bathrooms. There would be a kitchen, dining room, like living room. There would be a whole space for a family just to exist there without even socializing.
Yeah.
And you see that in a lot of houses today, like when people host people, especially house parties, that there will often be rooms for people to just hang out in, right? One thing I've noticed here, like in Japan, when it comes to hosting people, because it's not like Japanese people never bring people over. Like it does happen. In fact, fairly often, right? Someone will invite you, oh yeah, come, have lunch with me or something, right? But it feels like everything takes place in one room.
Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah.
And it's like everything's closed off, and it's like we're here.
Yeah, it's so funny because like we talked about this, I think, on another episode, but like, what's the first thing you do when someone arrives at your house that you've invited?
Yeah, you give them the tour.
Yeah.
Right?
Here's the bathroom.
Yeah.
Here's the door. This is where the bedroom is. It's messy. I'm not going to show you, but this is where the bedroom is,
Yeah.
And you just kind of like you go around, you kind of make it all open to them.
Yeah.
Whereas in Japan, it's like, the house only exists for this room. There's no other part of this house unless they say it's okay. Like I remember, so our house, we have like a stairwell. We have two stories, and I've been to other people's houses where they have a staircase.
Yeah.
And it is like common knowledge that you do not walk up that staircase.
You don't go up the staircase.
Never go up that unless explicitly invited. You never go up that staircase,
dude. Yes.
It's so like closed off.
It is. Yeah. No, it's so true. But it's just so crazy because like if you get like a big house party, you will see that people are doing different things in different rooms. Like I'll give you a perfectly good example. So we spent New Year's with my sister back in the US, and at the time, poor Yui, she was going through morning sickness. I think she was like 2 or 3 months pregnant at that time. So she spent most of New Year's just like sick in bed, which was unfortunate. But Luna had a great time.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
My
daughter had a blast, man. But it was crazy going through all the rooms in my sister's house because it's like she has multiple living rooms.
Yeah. So if your sister has like multiple wings, how did the house tour go around? Did she show you all the wings?
No.
Or like what'd she do?
She just introduces everything in the wing in like the main house.
Okay.
Right? Because there's no point.
Yeah.
Right?
It's you don't need to go to the other part.
Here's the third laundry room.
Yeah.
So this is the laundry room.
Yeah.
It I don't know. It's rich people stuff.
The house is too big to give a tour, so I'm only going to do the first wing.
It actually is, man.
No, dude, I believe it.
Her house has like, God, I don't even know how many bedrooms it is. It's got to be over 10.
You got to invite me over. We got to film an episode.
We're going this summer. You want to come this summer? My wife's bringing her family. Yeah. They're all coming over.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, there's going to be a big exodus over to America this summer. It's going to be fun.
Sweet. Yeah. So we talked about how like in America you give the tour, and in Japan you're kind of limited. But what are some other differences you felt when you're being hosted at someone's house?
So okay, I'll give you a one big one is when I have not specifically being a host, but experiencing like somebody inviting me over. Here in Japan, I feel like things are very centered around the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's very food and table focused.
Yeah.
And in the US, when you invite somebody, it's very like couch focused.
Yeah, it's like living room focused. Yeah, actually, you're right.
Yeah, right?
You're right. Like, yeah, because in Japan, when
Yeah,
you
why
come
don't you
around,
sit down and I'll bring you a beer? Like, you know, you just watch the game or, you know, watch what's on TV or just hanging around and talk to people and like, you know, on the couch.
Yeah.
It's very couch focused. Like, even when the food's brought, like, yeah, you're going to like sit down and eat a meal.
Yeah.
But like snacks are usually like right next to the couch, right?
Yeah. And then, now that you say that, because like when you go to Japan and you go to sit down somewhere, it's normally around the dining table. And I mean, part of that has to be with the fact that houses are smaller. So normally the dining area and the living room area is kind of in the same, but still, people don't know. It's kind of like the couch is like a special thing that you only sit down at when invited.
Dude, I feel like that's like mostly true, but like also like I've been to a lot of people's houses here in Japan, and it's like they'll have like really big living rooms with couches and stuff, but still all the stuff we do, it's like still very table focused.
You know, I wonder, so this might be just my outsider American Japan fetishized whatever mindset going, but like I'm thinking about back like before, because now most houses are like Western style where you have like flooring and stuff like that, and you have furniture that can work on flooring. But before, when people had lived in mainly tatami rooms, you couldn't have the kind of furniture that we have now. And so really, what kind of furniture did you have? You didn't have couches. You had like chairs that were on the floor. Or zabuton, and you had like kotatsu, you had a table where you ate. Like the real area for people to sit down and relax was either you were on the floor by the dining room table or you were at the dining room table. So like those are like the two things,
You know, it's kind of funny though, because when you get invited to a house here in Japan, and it's family members. Do you know where everything feels like it centers around?
Where?
The floor.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what I'm talking about? Like, like I'll go and visit my wife's family. And we'll have like New Year's dinner, over at her grandma's house. And, it's like you have, like I was saying earlier, you have that like focus on the table with like, the meal preparation and everything. But like after that, it's like floor time. You know what I mean? Everyone's just like kind of hanging out on the floor.
Yeah, but like people sit on the floor, no problem.
And like lay down too.
Yeah.
Right? And so, yeah.
You can take the tatami out of the room, but you can't take the tatami out of the man. It's
Dude, yeah, it's so true. So it's kind of funny how it's like, it feels like there's kind of like two different modes here in Japan when it comes to hosting. It's like table for friends, floor for family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then in America, it's like, we just got a couch, so everyone's going on the couch.
Yeah, well, also like, because, the floor is really seen as something that's dirty. So saying,
that's
true.
You
can sit on the floor, it's... I remember, so back in 2007 when I was doing my homestay in Osaka, and I saw my host mother taking a nap on the floor.
Yeah.
Like maybe she was really tired. She just finished the chores or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I'd ever seen someone voluntarily sleeping on the floor. Because the couch was like just over there.
Right there.
Just right there. But she decided to sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, it's just... Yeah, and I feel like, though, at like one thing that we also talked about too, and this was kind of in another episode, but is it goes back to, I feel like in Japan you have like omotenashi bunka a little bit, but in America, one of the reasons why you show the whole house is so that the people can move freely and do what they want, and then after that it's like, oh yeah, you're part of the family. Just if you want to get something from the fridge, if you want to eat something, just go do it. It's fine. But it's not like that in Japan, I feel.
Also, another thing, people invite way more people over at the same time in the US.
Yeah.
Like in Japan, it's like people invite people over, just like one or two people, but it's not like Japan doesn't do house parties. Like I've been to house parties here in Japan where people invite, but even if it's like a bigger establishment, it's still like not many people. It's like it can get up to like 10 people, right? But I mean, back in the US, it's like it was really common. Like even if you lived in a small place, it's not even a big place, like a small 2-bedroom apartment in the US, you'd have like 30 people in there easily.
Yeah. You would have like functions where you invite people over.
Yeah,
you know?
right. And it's like, yeah, there'd be like you'd be in your bedroom.
Yeah.
With like 15 other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there have been so many cases where, like, because now, my Lewis goes to kindergarten and stuff. And there have been so many cases where we've been invited to like Halloween parties or costume parties or birthday parties. And it's always outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, in the States, this would be at someone's home. You know? Well, maybe not birthday parties, but definitely there was a Halloween party a couple years ago. And yeah, it's just, things are a lot more private. And so you don't invite people over. But I also, though, like, I wonder if that kind of leads to why I feel like in the States people clean up their houses a bit more than they do here.
I can believe it.
Because, if guests come over more often.
Yeah. Oh, dude. You know what I just thought of also?
Yeah.
Strangers coming over.
What?
Strangers coming over. So I'll give you another example of like hosting, like a house party or even hosting like guests.
Yeah.
It'll just be like, especially a house party, there will be people who just appear that you don't know and you're the host.
Yeah.
Right? And it'll just be like, oh yeah, well, I know so-and-so and so-and-so just invited me.
Yeah.
So it's like you have guests that are coming that just invite other people at the same time. Yeah. And that's a really common thing.
Yeah, that's if you're having like a larger like house party kind of thing, I feel.
But even if it's like even if I guess if it's like a house party kind of situation, but like I can't imagine that ever happening here in Japan. Where it's just like, because like we used to have when I was living in a condo in college with my buddy, we used to have like other people in the condo complex if they knew that we were having something.
Oh yeah, okay. So if you're living in the same condo,
they
complex,
they would just show up.
Yeah,
and it's like I didn't even know who they were.
Yeah,
it's like, who are you?
Oh, I'm so and so from number whatever.
I live downstairs, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. You know something else that just hit me. Yeah. I'm sure like the people who watch this, they saw my eyes flash a bit, but I've never experienced a potluck here.
Oh yeah.
But in America, they're really common.
Yeah, they don't happen that much in Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I mean,
people don't like talking to each other in Seattle. That's kind of just the thing.
But it's normally like, so if you have like a community thing where you're bringing people over, it's kind, because I was thinking about, is there a difference in gift giving or when you visited someone? And there's a little bit.
Like with hosting.
Yeah.
There's a lot less expectation that the host is going to be preparing all the food in the US.
Yeah, right. And the people bring their thing over. Yeah, so it's like if
that's a good point.
So like I remember
somebody brings like the quiche. I don't like quiche.
The quiche is the one thing everyone brings that no one eats.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I remember the first time though, because in Germany you don't do potlucks either. And the first time I experienced a potluck was when I went to church in the United States. It was a Sunday and it was a potluck. And I remember being like, this is food that individuals... I didn't speak German at the time, but I was just like, okay, so this is food that other strangers made and I'm supposed to eat it. It didn't come from a store, but they just made it because it's a party where everyone brings food. It's probably not very good. I don't know if I should eat it. I was really confused,
Yeah.
And it's kind of like in Japan, I don't feel like that I've never experienced that before.
Not really. Like if somebody's hosting an event, there's kind of like the implied idea that they would be preparing the food.
Yeah. Right? Well, I mean, you there are times in Japan where you cook together.
Yeah.
But you don't like cook something and then you bring it over.
Yeah. And if you do, it's like a very small thing. Yeah. But like usually, what I noticed that a lot of people here in Japan will bring, like if it's like a bigger kind of party, drinks.
Yeah. Drinks, yeah.
Drinks.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we're gonna drink. We're gonna bring the booze.
Yeah.
Right?
So you bring the food, I'll bring the booze. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it's funny about that because in the States, when you go and visit someone and you're part of polite society.
Yeah.
It's expected that you're going to give a gift. But most of the time, like when my parents would bring gifts, they would bring flowers. And like...
That's lame.
Why?
Dude, flowers suck, man.
Dude, I'm
They're
sorry.
Such a crappy gift.
I'm sorry, Mr. Neanderthal, but some of us have culture here.
Wow, I'm going to take my flowers, I'm going to put them in the center of the table.
It makes it look nicer, man. It makes it more enjoyable for everyone.
Bring something everyone can enjoy.
That's what everyone can enjoy if you're not a Neanderthal, man.
Flowers are so lame.
Yeah, I know. I don't like flowers very much either, but I'm going to tell my dad you said that because...
I'll tell him
my dad.
when he's here.
Yeah, you'll see him next time.
Dude, your gifts suck.
Lou, why'd you bring flowers? That sucks. Yeah. Dude, I'm going to have him watch this episode before you do that to him.
There you go.
But so it's either that or, a lot of times people will also bring food.
We out of booze?
Yeah, dude, you're just just downed it.
Dude, the vodka from lunch kind of...
I know, seriously, just kind of loosened you up a little bit
really
too much.
Me up.
Yeah. It's okay. We're almost done with this episode.
Yeah.
But then... Yeah, but so I remember like when you would come over to my house and you would bring something, right?
Yeah.
It was always something prepared already outside, like either fruit or
Yeah.
something.
It would be like just a store-bought thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious to hear like for those of our viewers who have experienced a potluck and are Japanese, like what did you first think of when you heard of the concept of potluck where everyone brings a home-cooked dish and you eat it together? Because to be honest, depending on who you're friends with, it can be a real hit or miss.
I feel like that's probably why people avoid it here.
Yeah.
It's just because it's like,
yeah.
I feel like with potlucks, it's like 40% of the dishes there are pretty good. And it's like sometimes you'll get like, wow, so-and-so's mom is like really good at cooking.
Yeah. And then sometimes you get
And then it's like the other person's like, here's my lasagna that I made with like goat milk. And it's like... Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to try this.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was perfect, man. No, but it's, and that actually kind of brings it in because I feel like, in America, it's okay to make mistakes and it's okay to do something embarrassing because you can always get back on it. Whereas like in Japan, it's like if you rock the boat even a little bit or you do something to like ruin the harmony, that's like a cardinal sin right there. You know?
Dude. Yeah. It's like you're done for life.
Yeah. But anyways, this is good. I feel like we talked about a lot of stuff, but we haven't. Let me see. I have a list of topics here that I'd like to talk about sometime. But yeah, we need to think about this. One thing that I'm kind of curious about is why is Snoopy so popular in Japan and not Charlie Brown?
Dude, it's really weird. Like the things that like really take off here in Japan, like Paddington Bear is another one.
Thing. Moomin.
Yeah. So, dude, for the longest time, I thought Moomin was from Japan.
Nope.
Because Moomin's a fat cat. It's like there is nothing more Japanese than like a drawing of a fat cat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is like when I think of like animated cute animals, a fat cat is like number one, right?
Yeah.
So, but then I was talking with you last time we met up, and you're just like, no, dude, Moomin's from like what, France or something? Finland.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I mean, Finland's basically like European Japan.
Anyway, Yeah. We can get into that a little bit, but I want to talk about that, but we haven't sent out the survey yet. So for those of you who are watching this video, please vote for Moomin. Please vote for Snoopy so we can talk about this.
Yeah, it's so funny because my sister, this was years ago, but she messaged me being like, oh, there's this Moomin store that I'd like you to visit and try and like find this specific like Moomin plushie. And so, again, it's like, I just assumed that Moomin was from Japan.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll talk about that next time. Okay. All right. Thank you.